Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 951. Just 49 away from 1,000.
That's how numbers work.
That's right. I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway here, located in PodCastro Valley. There is Haley, and now the show begins. So,
we were talking about spaghetti westerns today.
It made me hungry.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The Clint Eastwood, and smoking his weird little cigarette.
Did Clint Eastwood actually do spaghetti?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Now we're not talking about that anymore, because now it's time to talk about the fact that it's October 21st, 2015. That means Back to the Future Day, and that's pretty neat.
Yeah!
That's when we're supposed to get a visit from Marty as he comes to the future with Doc Brown, and he gets assaulted by Flea. Yes, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers makes Marty lose all his money on some money scam.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's funny to see what came true and what director Robert Zemeckis didn't give a damn about and got wrong.
Mike's
hovering skateboards.
Daily
They have them.
Inside out pants. No, they don't.
Podcast.
Flying cars.
Yeah!
Mr. Fusion. Massive shark holograms. Elizabeth Shue being my wife. Dang it. They have hovering skateboards, but you need
this, but
the hovering skateboards in the movie did not have anything. They were just floating on air.
that's true, and they were just floating in water as well, so there's definitely improvement upon there that needed to be
But we're close.
done, but we're close. We have the hovering skateboards.
We have big screen TVs.
We do have very large screen TVs. We have video conferencing.
We do. I was talking to my cousin in Germany the other day that goes, Mike's Daily Podcast?
Yes.
I was talking to her via Skype. And I had a moment of Back to the Future.
Yes. Yeah. And you can pull that up on your giant TV if you wanted to.
That's crazy.
We have tablets.
Flea, Michael J. Fox, Elizabeth Shue, and Christopher Lloyd are still alive.
Yeah. Which is... All right. Yeah.
Here's our rendition of Back to the Future 2. You be Michael J. Fox. I'll be the doctor.
Can't I be the other lead character?
Elizabeth Shue?
Back in time!
Huey
No,
Lewis?
it was the power of love in
Huey
the second
Lewis?
movie. Don't take money, don't take fame, don't need a credit card to ride this train.
It was in the first movie, Power of Love.
So the second one was the back in time then, right?
No. Those were both from the first movie. The second one really didn't have any song.
He definitely came back and sang in the second one.
He did? No, he's only in the first one. He's the band. He's the guy in the gym that goes, "You're too loud," to Marty. But the third one had Mary Steenburgen.
I never saw the third one.
All those actors are still alive. Even what's his name? That was in the first movie, but he refused to do the other two. Kristen Glover. He did not want to be in the last two. He played the dad.
Oh, really?
He showed up in Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
I didn't see that one either.
He was the Dark Knight guy.
That's cool.
But then I had not seen him in anything else. But here's our rendition then. I'm Christopher Lloyd.
Marty, your kids, you're all screwed up. Okie doke.
What are you talking? What are you talking about, Doc? What we gotta go? What? Get in this car, girlfriend.
All right, here we go. I didn't know what you just said there, but Marty, here we are in 2015. Can you believe it?
What? It's Christ. What? Who the hell is that?
That's Donald Trump. He's going to become president.
Oh no! What the hell about my shoelaces?
No, shoelaces are still the same.
These clothes are too big.
That's right, clothes are very large, and they fall and they sag.
Skateboarding!
Do you know in some ways we've kind of, 90s, the 90s were kind of different, right, from the 80s, but then we kind of stuck. We got stuck, didn't we? We sort of, I guess certain clothes...
No, today's a huge amount different than the 90s, especially clothes.
Really?
We have a whole quote-unquote hipster revolution happening right now.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
I guess. Yeah,
You know?
but that's like retroing back to the 60s and
Right.
set 50s. With the those kind of clothes. Wait, why are you
Not
going?
really. I
You
just don't really agree. Like, I see the influences, but it's very distinct to this time period, in my opinion.
It's so there's but with influences from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Or Mad Men probably.
Yeah, influences from Mad Men. I mean, suits have still stayed around.
Right.
Jeans and tee, I guess, didn't really come around until... The jeans and tee was around, it just wasn't really big, I guess, in the 80s and stuff. But
Jeans and tee? What's that?
jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh.
You know, what like everyone wears nowadays, unless you're part of like the hipster revolution.
No, they were wearing jeans and t-shirts in the 80s.
Yeah, so that stuck around.
But they were acid wash jeans in the 80s.
Yeah, now they're like ripped jeans.
That's true. We had ripped
Pre-torn.
jeans. I guess my point is correct. Anyway. No, I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
That's true.
In the 80s. Oh, what was the other thing that we do have now? Back to the Future didn't really talk about the internet that much.
No, I don't think anyone could really predict the internet.
That was more of a Matrix thing, but that was a later movie.
Matrix is cool.
Yeah.
People say that the second and third ones suck, but they're so pretty.
They're visually stunning.
Like, they're visually stunning, so I don't even care what's going on plot related in those movies. I just want to see my mechanical squid creatures swarming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. I guess you can get lost in the beauty of certain movies and then go, what plot? We don't need no stinking plot.
We don't need no stinking plot.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, too, about Paul Ryan becoming Speaker of the House, and I'm like, that guy does not want to become Speaker of the House at all. He does not want to deal with the crazy Tea Partier completely, I want it this way, or I'm not going to vote.
I want it that way.
That was, you were doing Backstreet Boys, but like an evil little creature from like a puppet.
Yeah, that's the Congress edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what they...
I never wanna hear... This is the precedent now. Hear you say... And then they all go in unison. I want it that way.
Do you know the guy that produced that song also produced Taylor Swift's latest album?
You were talking about that off the podcast.
Max Mitchell, I think is his name. You know, but it's just Paul Ryan, he's really smart in that he's saying, look... Here's the deal. I got a family. I got kids that are having their formative years right now. I don't want to deal with the BS that Boehner had to deal with.
Right.
And hello, I'm a Republican, says Ryan, and you guys should come on. We got to work together. Let's work together.
Work together.
Instead of being so divisive.
Get her done.
And Tea Partiers like, no, we want to defund everything, and we want to eat lots of pork products and deep fried fattening things and shortening bread.
Just go to a town fair.
That they want to live in a continuous town fair, small town fair.
It'd be cool to live in a continuous Renaissance fair.
I don't know. For me, that would be a little stinky.
That's true.
Nobody wears deodorants at Renaissance fairs, do they? Because it's anachronistic.
Why bother? It's gonna smell anyway.
There's a lot of sex going on at Renaissance fairs, though.
Really? I haven't stumbled across that.
I had an ex-girlfriend that she was an ex by the time she told me this story, but she got into a Renaissance fair, and let's just say it sounded like the 60s. Like the summer of love.
Really?
It was like, born to be wild, babe.
You know, I've only been to a Dickens fair.
Well, there you go. Charles Dickens.
You think...
Okay, go ahead.
You think that would have more sex considering the name?
Well, tell me, what was it like to be at the Charles Dickens fair? Was there a ghost of Christmas future and past, etc.?
No, they did like reenactments of Oliver on the streets, though.
Oh.
Oliver Twist.
Did they sing the songs from Oliver?
Unfortunately not. Actually, I just got an out of a production of Oliver. And so
What's the big song from that?
Oliver?
Oliver?
There's a couple different ones, so it depends on...
It's Food, Glorious Food.
Yeah, that's the very first song.
And what's the other one?
I don't know, actually. I don't know which one's big.
I don't know how to love him.
Oh, that's not how that one goes, I think. But
That's Jesus Christ Superstar. That's like...
No, they have a similar song in Oliver, but I don't remember how it goes.
You love Godspell.
I do love Godspell.
That's like from that era.
Yeah.
What's the big song from Godspell?
What's the really popular
By the way, we're doing this in honor of Katy, my guest on today's show from the dog park, because she has gotten into musicals because she got sick of podcasts, as she'll mention in the show, and she started listening to Pandora Musicals station.
Really?
And now she's going to see, like, what's that one? There's the new one, Amelie, that's playing in Berkeley. I loved the movie. I don't know what the musical's like, but she went to that and a bunch of other ones she talks about. So anyway, carry on. I'm sorry. I will stop interrupting. I talked on my mouth. I can't talk anymore.
See, I know the songs. I don't know which songs are popular because I don't listen to them outside of, like, doing the musical except for Godspell. And Godspell, I just listened to the whole album, so I don't know how the populace sways as far as opinions on.
I have to ask you how. I've done 2 plays, never done any singing on stage, except for open mics, but never in a production in a musical. And how do you? That's just amazing that you did that.
Well, I was raised on it.
Wow.
Like, I was raised doing it. My brother and my sister both did it as well.
Wow.
Possibly my other sister too, but like it was in the family. And then as soon as I was like old enough, my parents were like, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so I did. And you start with, like, you know, chorus singing. You're in the chorus, and everyone's kind of dancing around and doing stuff, and you sing with everyone. You don't get a solo line. And then it moves up from there to eventually you'll get bigger parts and stuff, and it just gets more natural and such. The biggest part I ever played was Alexander in a musical rendition of Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
Which that was a musical designed for, like, a 5-person traveling troupe. And we did it as pretty much a full-scale production.
Oh.
So it was like a large chorus, a very, very small amount of minor characters and secondary characters, and then me just mostly monologuing, which was weird.
That's a lot of lines to memorize.
Mm-hmm. It's a children's book. It's not that hard to memorize.
Oh.
Like, most of it was straight out of the book.
I had no questions. Did you notice that? I was like just staring at you like, oh. Well, I've got to read the book.
It's you haven't read it? Oh, I guess it was you're a bit old for that.
I would have to. Yeah. Is it creepy for me to read that, being as old as I am?
No, it was my favorite book as a kid, and it's still pretty amusing.
Okay. Oh, look, you just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How you doing?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
Hey, I don't trust this Paul Ryan as far as I could throw him. Though he looks kind of small, I could probably throw him pretty far. But I'm all about Donald Trump Rand Cruiser, tell you.
Hey, wait a minute. Is Rand Paul still in the race? I heard he's having big financial difficulties.
I have no idea. I'm not keeping up on the
Ted Cruz
on the Republican side of things.
Ted Cruz is really getting the whole mega conservative Christian vote because
of course,
that's all he talks about on stage. Is he's basically a preacher on stage. So
yes,
he's really capturing that. Did you like the hand gesture for capture that I just did?
It's like a reverse jellyfish. Jellyfish is like this.
Oh yeah,
and then a hand like this.
This works great for radio.
Yes.
We're going to just keep doing these hand signals in audio land.
We needed to do a podcast entirely in sign language.
Oh, of course you know sign language.
You know, I figured, I looked at my options for language, and I thought this one would be the most important for radio.
True. You know, the girl I dated last year from Stupid Cupid, she was totally into sign language, and she made me watch that show on ABC Family. It's like a total soap opera, and there's these cute young girls, and then there's Leah Thompson from Back to the Future. Ding, 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 brought it back around. And Marty Matlin? Marty Matlin?
Marty McFly?
Marty McFly! Ding, ding, ding,
ding, ding, ding.
And there's a lot of signing going on in this show, and it's basically all about their little, teenage problems and stuff.
That's cute. Oh, I watched the 3rd episode of Flash last night.
Switched to Perth, thank you. Oh, how was Flash?
Oh, I really liked that 3rd episode.
What was that one about?
That one was the one with the poison guy.
Oh, with the air, and he poisons
and it was
people.
so cool! Oh! Like, no, I just thought of it because you were talking about how, like, signing on TV and stuff, and it's, like, people with those kinds of issues are generally not featured on TV and such.
Uh-huh.
And it reminded me because The Flash, like, in that episode, like, all they were dealing about was all of these different characters had post-traumatic stress disorder. And every single one of them was dealing with, like, extreme flashbacks to that.
Oh!
Do you remember that?
No, I can't remember that.
Because there's a girl whose fiance died, and then they're going down into the Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Flashbacks abound, and it's intense stuff. It was pretty crazy. No, I really like where that show's going.
Yeah.
Like, every episode has almost made me cry so far.
Oh my gosh. And I like
it's just very emotional.
I think people are discovering Flash and going, hey, this is a pretty good comic book turned TV show.
Yes.
And it is funny that they took the guy who was in the horrible remake of The Flash in the 90s and made him the dad that's in jail.
Yeah.
And then there's a thing. Oh, the new season started, and it's pretty good.
Oh, good.
I saw the first episode. I need to get caught up on that. I'm having such issues getting. So I was all into Sleepy Hollow last year, but now I think I'm gonna drop that because the first episode is awful. I can't even get through it.
Nice.
And I'm watching it online, and Fox plays so many commercials on if you watch it online.
Damn.
So
that sucks.
I think I'll just stick with Flash. I don't know if I want to watch Arrow again because I think I told you Arrow is just too much for me.
It's a CW production. It's very gritty and
I watched the last season. I totally got it in the last season. It was a big climax. There was a shootout on a dam and frickin' everything happened, and now I'm done. Even though what's his name? The guy from Doctor Who played Captain Jack Harkness, John Barrowman.
John Barrowman.
He plays a very huge part in Arrow, and he's really good in it. But
that's good.
Enough with our comic book talk. Oh, when is Supergirl going to be on? That's also affiliated with the CW, even though it's on CBS.
Is it coming around?
I heard they were making that.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
As long as they do it right. Like, you can mess that up a lot.
It's sort of like they've mashed it up with Devil Wears Prada. Like, she works at a magazine or fashion thing or something.
That's weird.
And then she's a Supergirl.
Like, I don't know too much about Supergirl. The only thing that I've read, like, comic related with Supergirl, and it was the Death of Superman comic.
Oh.
It's weird, because I don't know anything about Supergirl, or I didn't at the time, because I think, like, she is one of Superman's species or something.
From Krypton?
Yeah. But, so, aside from that, I don't know anything about her, and, like, she was hanging with Lex Luthor in that comic, and then she goes and fights the monster known as Doomsday, and like she gets punched a few times, and Doomsday is like a really hard hitter, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And she just turns into like goop.
What?
She's just like Play-Doh.
What?
I was very confused, and I didn't understand what was going on. Yeah.
Well, if you can explain any of the comic book stuff that we don't understand, please email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
If you feel like writing a thesis, go ahead.
We read your comments on the section, emails from email, and your comment, not so comments.
If you write us a thesis and send it, we will probably just dedicate an entire episode to reading your thesis.
That sounds good. Yeah, and we're also on Twitter, so you can tweet us at Mike Talks and Facebook. Facebook at facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. And then there's this door opening here.
Hi, Marty. It's the Brewmaster. I make the root beer. Oh, boy.
Hey, Brewmaster.
Hey, Haley.
Have you made anything that wasn't root beer?
I can't compute. I'm having issues.
Whoa, his hat just launched up into the ceiling.
It did, and he turned into a goop. Into like Play-Doh or something. We'll have to put him in a jar, too. Along with Bison Bentley.
Oh, man. Everyone's in a jar.
How did that go yesterday when you got resuscitated by John Deere the engineer? Did you guys have any residual emotions after that or anything?
I don't remember anything.
Oh, okay. I don't think Floyd got too jealous, did he? That got a little
seemed
awkward.
fine.
Okay. So then there's also the Amazon. If you'd like to help us out with Amazon's thing, and you click on that and buy whatever you're going to do, and then we get something. And then there's the PayPal, and you become a Mike's Inglorious. I mean, an Inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster is what I meant.
Just went all the way there, huh?
F8. And then if you give us money at PayPal, the characters will say hello to you. I have a feeling that I would never be on the air on any of the radio stations we board up, because they would be like, do you know anything about money? No. Do you know anything about religion? Well, I went to Sunday well, okay, get out of here. Just control the board. Thanks. But that's all right. I'm okay with that. This is the lot life has dealt me. Although I don't understand people that we do shows for coming up to me and going, hey, you're running a hockey game on the radio. Who listens to hockey on the radio? That sucks.
More people than listen to the business sometimes.
And I'm like, oh, thank you for your opinion, guy that pays money. And what does he know? And I won't say his name. And then there's the Brewmaster stuck in a jar.
Yeah.
I like it in here. That's warm.
He said he likes it. It's nice and warm, isn't it?
Hey, I like that song.
Whoa, magic bus! Whoa, magic bus!
Magic buzz.
Whoa, magic bus! Whoa, magic bus!
I'm singing for the Who.
Blah. All right. Thank you very much for listening to this part of the show. Now we go to a dog park located somewhere in PodCastro Valley.
Okay, here we go to the dog park.
Oh, Mike'sDailyPodcast.com to find out all the other places you can listen to us. And there's the daily blog and the podcast picture and the past interviews as well. Here we go.
Mike on the wild.
Where were we? Oh, outdoor eating areas. Where did the pregnant lady come from?
She owns Doggerson. Doggerson is like the big lanky dog. She brought him in. She brought him in.
Oh, that's right.
Right there. There he is.
That's right. That's a cool dog, kind of like a kettle dog, Australian Shepherd.
He's very cool looking, and she is very nice. She's one of the first people I met here.
I like how she's walking with that shovel with purpose, and like I'm picking up my dog's droppings, and
and she looks very much like a strong force just because she's pregnant. She looks like a real woman.
Yeah, like fertile and mother of the earth and life force.
Very much so.
Chipotle sucks. No, wait. We were talking about places outside to eat.
Yeah, you were saying, Castro Valley is getting these new places. For example, Chipotle, and then I was like, Chipotle's been here for 15 years.
Oh, that ice cream place that's overpriced. Those two little dogs are.
Where's the ice cream?
The what's it? Dreyer's ice cream. The one that's been in Castro Valley forever. The one on Castro Valley Boulevard.
Oh, the ice creamery.
Ice creamery. Nudson's. They have. There's like this little like, what is that? A pug or no? French bulldog is like taking on this poodle. Oh, this is great. If this was video, you would truly enjoy. But I'm trying to give you play-by-play. Oh yeah. So Nudson's put chairs outside, like a little seating area, and so
back?
Out front on Castro Valley Boulevard.
This has been my dream about doing the podcast. Just the flow, just having a conversation and knowing that it's recorded for all time.
That's right, posterity.
Yeah, for posterity.
I'm gonna upload this to the Internet Archive too, which it'll be forever, like permanent.
Wow, my grandkids will listen to this for sure.
Totally.
Guaranteed.
They're listening now. Say hi to your grandkids. What are their names?
Hey, well, they'll be futuristic names. So they'll be like, hey, xylophone and eucalyptus.
Wow, we're laughing, but everybody's like in the future going, no, that's what we're all called, xylophone and eucalyptus.
Those are the two new issued names. That's the thing of the future, is everyone's going to have the same name.
And I heard, too, that you're really culturally deep, because I saw on your Facebook that you're now like a member of the De Young.
Oh my gosh, yes!
And I've been to the De Young. I love that tower. You go up to, that's the best view. What happened now?
It's
one of the dogs released gas.
I think it was more than that, but I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay. That's the hazards of the dog park.
Yeah.
But the De Young has the best view of the city. It's like an all glass room. Well, except for the floor and the ceiling. But yeah, it's like the walls are all glass.
Yeah, it was very cool. I went there to see the Turner Museum, or the Turner exhibit, which I saw in the newspaper, and I went with my friend Dominique, who's an art teacher, and so she loves art, and so that day we both became members, and it was very fun. But it is something that I recently have decided is I want to just at least once a month get out and do something, whether it's by myself or with friends, like just something more or less like some kind of cultural experience. And it's been great. I went to the museum. I bought some concert tickets to see Hozier.
Oh yeah, is it Hozier or Hozier? Yeah, take me to church. Da da da. How was that?
Well, I haven't gone yet. It's at the end of October, and it's funny because 2 nights apart. One night I'm going to see him, and then the other night I'm going to see Florence and the Machine.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm so...
She's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I went last week or a couple weeks ago to see a musical called Dogfight. It's at the San Francisco Playhouse.
What's that about?
It's about...
How odd and apropos that she went to...
I know. It's... Yeah, we're at the dog park talking about Dogfight. And
we saw a dog fight recently. It was one of those dogs from the Target commercial, and it got bad. And then I was telling Katy earlier about this old guy that showed up at the dog park with a bunch of those big water bottles like you use at the office, and he keeps the cap on, and he throws the bottle to his dog, and the dog gets it and loves playing with it. And this like old lady grabbed it, took the cap off, and squished it, and the guy's like, no! Anyway, that was my short version of the story.
I'm going to expand it a little bit. I like how you said that he threw it, she picked it up, he said, don't unscrew it. And as he said that, she unscrewed it. And then he said, don't squeeze it. And then as he said that, she squeezed it. Like, it was just his worst nightmare come true.
Poor old, and he was an old guy, and this is probably the only time he gets out. But there's nothing wrong with that, but still.
Yeah, so...
Tell me about the dogfight.
Dogfight's a really good musical. The music is great. I actually heard about it simply because I started listening to it on Spotify. It was one of those, I put in like a Broadway music channel, and this musical started coming up that I noticed, I like this music. And every time I liked the song, it was always this musical, Dogfight. And then it just so happened that like a week later in the San Francisco Chronicle datebook section, how they have every Sunday kind of things coming up, they announced that that Dogfight was coming. And so immediately I got tickets. I saw it opening night. I saw it by myself, which was really fun. It was really
Katy, really?
It was really cool. I sat in the very front row, and I felt very, how like when you show someone a YouTube video that you're like, oh, this is really funny. This is so funny. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then you watch it with them, and you're like looking at them like the whole time, like, do they like it? Is it funny? And then of course it's like their enthusiasm never matches yours. But anyway, what I like is like I didn't have to sit there reacting with someone. It was just my own reaction. It was my own experience. I really enjoyed it.
So that's a good. So like a lot of women don't go and do these sort of things on their own. The guys will do stuff on their own a lot, but like. Do they though?
Like, will a guy go to a musical by himself? Although I say this, the guy I was sitting next to was there by himself, but. Was
there a connection?
No, he was 17. I'm 30. So.
And I'm 15.
Yeah, well, you should have hung out with them. But he was the brother of one of the cast members. So that's why he was there by himself. So at first I thought, oh, maybe he's like writing a review or something.
See, if I would have seen you by yourself, I would have thought, whenever I've gone like to see a band, like a indie band or something that's not well known, and there's like a woman off by herself, I'm like, she's dating one of the guys in the band, and I'm always right.
Wow. Yeah, I wonder what people thought of me. I felt...
Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what they thought I was doing there, because when... Yeah, I mean, maybe people thought I was... I didn't think about that. They probably thought I was related or dating someone in the cast, but no,
Did you see Birdman?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I started watching it, and it was too, like, crazy for my mood at the time.
Oh, yeah, it's really out there. It's frantic and all kinds of stuff going on. But there's a woman that reviews plays, and she's reviewing Michael Keaton's play, and she goes to see it by herself, and she says to Michael Keaton, I'm going to destroy your play.
I think I remember her. Isn't she an old lady?
Yeah. It's a great scene.
Yeah.
She's like all mean.
Wasn't she? Yeah, I remember that. In the bar, she says.
Yeah, you saw that part.
I did. I made it that far at least. But yeah.
And Michael Keaton's like, yeah, who the hell are you? Who do you, I'm trying my best and you're just... Anyway, so I was shoving the microphone into your face, expecting you to respond. But I think your story was fascinating about going to see the musical on your own.
Well, it's a really good musical. I recommend it. It's beautiful music. Just listen to the music on Spotify. Dogfight, all one word. It's set in like the Vietnam War era, and it's soldiers going away to the Vietnam War. And I actually went into it knowing nothing of the concept or what dogfight meant or anything. So I don't even want to say anything about it. I think it's better experienced as like, what is this? And then learning about it when you go.
And Basil's breathing all over you.
Yeah, I felt it. I heard it. I felt it. I felt it more than I heard it.
Well, Katy, it's been wonderful chatting with you. I hope we can do this again soon.
I hope so as well. And I was going to say that one thing that's been recent for me is I've completely abandoned all my podcasts. I think I got...
Katy!
I know. I burned out on podcasts. I listened to them for a good 2 years solid every single day, multiple podcasts a day. I think I just burned out. That's why I started listening to Spotify, and that's how I heard Dogfight.
What was it about podcasts that upset you so?
I wasn't upset or offended. It was simply just the format of listening to talking that I just went into a music phase for a little while. But I always love podcasts, and I will return to it. But
they say the people that primarily talk radio type stuff is older white men. So you're not really in that category. Although,
Well, I'm practically middle-aged, and I'm white.
You're so not practically middle-aged.
Oh, well. That's such a nice comment. You're not even close to middle-aged.
You're so far away from that.
Yeah, well.
Especially when you ate at that paleo place, it made you like 20 years younger.
That is true. I walked out and I'm
talking to a 10-year-old now.
Yeah, they changed my whatever you call it. When you Oh gosh, you know when like archaeologists look at bones and they like date them, carbon date them.
Yeah.
It like changed my carbon dating at that point.
You've been the years have spun backwards.
The carbon date.
Hey, have you been to that tiki bar in Piedmont?
Yes.
I went in there to use the bathroom and I didn't stay. Is it cool? Did you
If I'm thinking of the same one, then yes, it's very cool. Very cool.
I so want to check it out. Was there a particular drink you liked?
I don't remember. Is this a new place?
It's right there, almost to where the cemetery is, where Crocker and Ghirardelli are buried.
Okay, I don't remember. The one I went to was at least 2 years ago. I don't really remember very well.
I think this is pretty old.
Okay, then if it's the same one, it was very good. I don't remember what specific drink I liked, but it was very good and very fun atmosphere and very crowded, very like happening. It was fun.
I brought that up because we were talking restaurants in Oakland earlier.
Yeah, it's good to come full circle on that.
Well, I hope that there are other people than old white men listening to the show, and maybe young women like yourself listening.
And some 15-year-olds like yourself.
Thanks. I'm going through puberty right now.
Wouldn't that be so creepy if people went through puberty at arbitrary ages?
Oh, that would. I think there's probably some weird scientific health magazine story about that.
I'm sure there is, but it would be so weird if, like, you just didn't. If that was like when you meet someone now, it's like, oh, well, are they married? Are they single? Are they crazy? Are they whatever? Do they have a job? What if, like, an additional layer was like, oh yeah, I met this great guy at the coffee shop, but I just found out he hasn't gone through puberty. That'd be so funny.
You know, I think these conversations, we should be filmed having these conversations by Quentin Tarantino. And then, right at the end of our conversation, like right now, there'd be a big gunfight and everyone would be dead because that's what Quentin Tarantino does. There's always like blood after his interesting dialogues.
Yeah, that's the thing is I really don't want to be in a Quentin Tarantino violence scene, like a real one, because they are horrifying.
Yeah. So anyway, that was pretty much wrapping. Thank you. It was good meeting with you. We'll have you on the podcast again.
I really can't wait. Sorry, I hit the mic.
No violence